So, you're thinking about playing Lissandra, the coldest cunt in the North. Well, let me ask you a few things. Do you like cults? Do you like a lot of damage? And do you like ice? The last one is really important. So, if you said yes to one or more of these things, then you'll love Lissandra, probably. Lissandra is a CC heavy burst mage who stays mainly in the middle lane, and she might have a small thing for the dead. I always talk about characters' backstories first in these episodes, but I have one problem. Explaining her backstory is explaining a majority of the Freljord's history, which is an entire region. So, I'll try to make it brief, but here we go. Buckle up. So when the Freljord first came into existence, a shit ton of things happened. But they aren't important. What is important are the three sisters who inhabited the land shortly after creation. Serelda, Avarosa, and Lissandra were sisters who tried to take the power of the Freljord into their own hands. During this escapade, a few problems occurred. You see, every sister lost a part of themselves in trying to take this power. Serelda got told to shut the fuck up by the Celestials so bad that she lost the ability to speak. Avarosa tried to commune with the entities that will someday end the world and lost her hearing to the void. And finally, Lissandra attempted to pick a fight with a giant bear demigod and got her eyes gouged out. Without sight, Lissandra had to improvise, and so she discovered the ability to travel through dreams, seeing more than any could even, well, dream of, I guess. Once she wandered deep enough, she met the creatures that deafened her sister Avarosa. These creatures were known as the Watchers, and they weren't exactly a fan of the idea of, existence. However, they knew of the sisters' lust for power, and Lissandra may have struck a deal with other sisters knowing too much of the details about the Watchers. You know, like a good sister. So the deal went a little like this. The Watchers give the sisters enough power to rule over the entire Freljord together, and in return, they don't interfere with the Watchers wiping out all life when they feel like it. They'll let Freljord live the longest, obviously, but it's still wiping out all life. Like everything. I'm talking everything.
God, it's 18 blackness. It's crazy.
So the sisters did it. They ruled over everyone inhabiting the Deadly Tundra, from the humans to the trolls to their chosen warriors, the Iceborn, all without any problems. Until Avarosa and Serelda got tired of being the Watchers' puppets and tried to convince Lissandra to just kill them. This is a small tangent, but killing them is like killing God. They create and destroy so easily. No, like really, Avarosa and Serelda, even though they were chosen by the Watchers to get a bunch of power, thought they could take on the hand that feeds them. What the fuck are they thinking? Anyway, sorry. This whole ordeal made the Watchers want to kickstart their extinction plan, and after it breached the surface, it looked something like this. Look at this shit. Okay, it's got, 12 arms and legs for some reason. It's got a giant eye that shoots laser beams. There's a head on top, I guess. In the stories, it constantly changes shape. How the fuck do you beat that? How did they ever think that they were gonna beat that? Look at how many people are in fear. It's over. They get out here, it's game. Holy shit. I'm good now. We can move on to, the next part. Sorry. I'm just really mad at Serelda and Avarosa for being stupid. So after that happened, Lissandra kind of realized what her patrons were and how dangerous they actually and truly were. She decided to do something fun. She sacrificed so many of her Iceborn and her human compatriots, and even her own sisters, just to encase the Watchers in true ice forever. Because true ice can't melt. Okay, we'll get to that in a second. We'll get to that later. That's for later. We know. I know. It's bad. We don't. That's for later. That's a different section. I know. So now with her sisters dead and the Watchers chomping at the bit to get back to erasing everything, Lissandra made a cult called the Frost Guard to help her do two things. First, make sure any reincarnations of her sisters be terminated immediately, and make sure the Watchers stay cold and asleep, because once they wake up, shit goes down. She will do anything in her power to stop the Watchers, and if that includes giving someone every stage of frostbite in 2 seconds, then so be it. Made you do a double take? Oh, that is so much damage. So right now in lore, Lissandra's getting real pissy, because the spirit of Avarosa is in Ash, and I believe Serelda is with Sejuani, which is a problem. The good news is that the two hate each other. Ash and Sejuani just fucking despise each other. So at least history won't repeat itself. Yet. Let's just hope the Frostguard can keep the peace for now. Now, Lissandra doesn't go out and get her hands dirty that often. She's busy dealing with the Watchers 24/7. But when she's in action, she doesn't stop. She usually doesn't fight with others in lore, but in game, she has so many tools for team fighting. So keep the spirit of a leader, but don't leave your teammates to the cold. They'll find a way to be useful. And if they're not, well, the Watchers always need a new plaything. Alright, her abilities. Lissandra's passive is the definition of a snowball effect. Oh hey, that works for aesthetic too. Nice. Iceborne subjugation occurs whenever an enemy champion dies near you. Lissandra, hating waste of any kind, uses the enemy's corpse as a walking time bomb. The thrall slows nearby enemies and explodes after 4 seconds, dealing an overwhelming amount of damage. Like, it is the most damage in her kit, by far. Shame that any enemy can walk out of it without any problems whatsoever. Unless it's in the middle of a team fight. Then there may be some issue. Oh, that's a lot of them, actually.
I don't think you're probably in danger, yeah.
A little bit. If anything happens, I'll just R.
You guys actually went in? Or you guys
Okay.
fucking... Against 5? Okay, I'm just gonna show it in.
Okay, good. The thralls! The thralls!
Still going out.
Good.
Nice.
This isn't a passive you can really play around, but it's a nice touch that makes you feel like an Ice Queen, you know? You get your hands dirty for a moment, and your servants, whether it be the teammates or your thralls, finish off the riffraff. Did I even bother? No. Oh? Seriously? Okay! And hey, ma'am, would you like to meet God? Okay!
Dang.
I do not joke when I say that summoning thralls is the easiest and most fun thing you can do as Lissandra. Every enemy's death gives you another soldier to bring an everlasting winter. Elsa wishes she had what you do. I give it a 10 out of 10 for satisfaction points. It's so fun.
The mid tower at least?
It was mid-target.
That's pretty good. Team, I'm trying.
I don't know. Look at my army! Follow me, my brethren! Okay, well, Ice Shard is an Ice Shard. You throw it. Fuck off! Degenerate! Holy shit, it's fucking hot. I wish Lissandra would throw a goddamn Ice Shard at me. Okay, so her Q is a low-range projectile that shatters on impact with its first target, hitting everything behind said target as well. This shatter actually increases Ice Shard's range by a slight amount. I should tell you that this move's range is actually lower than your auto-attack range. So if you're chasing somebody, don't click on them, or you will be constantly stopped by Lissandra to hawk a loogie at the opponent's general direction instead of actually getting closer. Oh, and the shard slows the first target hit, so that's kind of neat. You know, it's the small things. Okay, so Ring of Frost has been real trouble for me to write because of how simple it is. Like, it's really hard to describe a move interestingly when it's... Okay, so how it works is when you press W, a bunch of ice erupts in a circle around you. And it damages and roots everything in the circle. That's it. There's not much to talk about. I mean, just run a clip. Fuck off! Degenerate! No, we used that. Come on, we have to have more footage than that. We're not reusing clips already, are we? Drag her to me, if you can.
I can't.
Oh, no.
Oh, I'm dead now. Uh-oh, did I kill you?
No. Oh, you gave me a kill. Thank you.
Oh my goodness! Well, you know.
That was really cool for a second. Lissandra's E is Glacial Path. This move shoots out a slow Ice Claw that does a decent amount of damage and passes through everything and everyone. This includes walls. If you recast this ability, Lissandra will teleport to the claw's location. This is Lissandra's only mobility tool and is very useful for getting out of sticky situations. You're generally only using it as a damaging ability if you really believe that you're killing the target. If you have as much faith in killing your mark as an atheist, maybe just keep it for when the jungler tries to gank you. The cooldown is pretty fucking long, my friend. Lissandra's ultimate is the Frozen Tomb. You know, like Gar's sand coffin? Yeah, it's kind of like that. So this ult does different things depending on who you target. If you target yourself, you become invulnerable and heal a value based on your missing health for 2 seconds. If you use this on an enemy, then they are instead stunned for 2 seconds. Either way, like the name implies, the target is encapsulated in a frozen tomb, and the tomb secretes ice around it that damages and slows enemies that touch it. I have 2 tips for this move that I got from the Lissandra main Reddit. Oh, speaking of...
Thank you so much, Lissandra main Reddit, for never getting back to me on the message that I sent to the admins about whether or not I could make a post asking for help on your Reddit, because I didn't want to seem too self-advertisey, so I waited for weeks and you never got back to me, so I never made the post. This is on me. It's on me that I didn't make the post, but I'm gonna make it your fucking problem. I should have ballsed up, but you didn't respond to the message?
It made this process so much harder than it needed to be. Check out the Reddit, though. They're way more helpful than me when it comes to going in depth and specifics, and they have a lot more hours than I do, and they're just really cool people. Trust me. Okay, so the 2 tips. So if you want to ult yourself without having to mouse over yourself and pressing R, you can just hold the Alt key and then press R and it will automatically self-cast. The next tip is, as soon as you're about to ult yourself, use your W immediately, because the W has the same range as your ult damage ice field, so that when you root them, they'll be stuck in the ice field when you ult, and they'll take a lot of damage. It's really good. Okay, that's the only pro plays, smart stuff that I can actually talk about. Let's move on to matchups and builds and runes and stuff like that. Okay, for runes and build paths, I usually go this, because I don't think for myself that much. And you're new, you shouldn't either. Just u.gg it, get blitz, whatever. But one thing that I do love getting personally is Sork Boots. I love getting Sork Boots first. It's just a really strong damage spike. I got Sork Boots on first back. Ah! There are people over, I shouldn't have done that. Oh, another thing I tried was going Ultimate Hunter instead of Ravenous Hunter. I thought it worked pretty well, but I believe Ravenous is a little better, maybe a lot more better. Plus, transitioning over to Ravenous after using Ultimate Hunter for so long can get a little getting used to. That means I made really fucking dumb mistakes.
I'll cause this mid.
Oh, I thought I had ult. I trolled it. That was my bad. I would have went in a lot later if I knew it. I thought I would have ult by then, though. This is why the Ultimate Hunter is kind of like fucking me, but let's see. According to the Lissandra main Reddit, thank you again for your helpful documents, the 4 most difficult matchups for Lissandra are Lucian, Orianna, Victor, and Cassiopeia. But does anyone really play Cass? Like, seriously? Yeah, I didn't think so. I haven't faced any of these matchups besides Lucian myself, so I can't say why they're so difficult with any authority. But I'm here. I might as well guess, right? What seems to be a common issue with all these champions is that they have excellent range and ways to make you stay away from the farm without ever being in danger. Their range makes it nearly impossible to poke with Q, which is your primary advantage in the laning phase, and since your range is so much weaker compared to theirs, these 4 characters and other characters with similar ranges can beat the shit out of you like they're a boxer and you're a blind toddler. So I guess all you can really do is bring the fight to them, right? Hey, you want to see something weird?
Sure.
Okay, that was a bit weird, huh? A bit quirky.
More
Oh, yeah, and since it was mentioned, fuck Lucian mid. Shit is never fun to play against. Honestly, it makes me think Pyke's hit list just shouldn't end anytime soon. Maybe he'll get the fucking Lucian mid pains.
My kill list never gets shorter.
Alright, now that we talked about all the gameplay stuff, let's go to the library and see if there's anything on Lissandra's page worth reading. Alright, The Eye in the Abyss by Anthony Reynolds is not about Lissandra specifically, but it's centered on the Watchers and her cult, the Frost Guard. Specifically, it's focused on 3 chosen few who have seen the hardest that the Freljord has to offer and came out smiling. These 3 are tasked with going to the darkest depths to inspect magical ice pillars that keep a giant Watcher in slumber. Shitty thing is that one of these pillars melted. Hey, remember when I mentioned about the true ice never melting? Yeah. Which means that the Watchers are starting to want out of their icy prison. The story is packed with lore and action. I felt gripped entirely throughout the whole thing, and I'm honestly just wanting Sigvar to become a character now. Actually, there was a Reddit post about that. I don't think got enough love, honestly. Check it out if you want to. Really cool, really neat. The tale of the Frozen Watchers goes deeper into Lissandra's fight with her sister. Oh, sorry. It's fucking 1 a.m. Holy shit, it's 4. The tale of the Frozen Watchers goes deeper into Lissandra's fight with her sisters and what great evil the Watchers actually were. It's very short, and it's neat to read the description of creatures whose very existence is a crime to any sensory device, and also how their constantly changing form becomes an even more oppressive sin against any and all gods as they get through the ice. Another little thing I like about it is that it's written in the form of a folk tale, told only to Lissandra's most loyal of followers. It's a nice little touch. I like it. Speaking of ancient tales that are almost utterly snuffed out in the Freljord, The Lost Tales of ORNN are a collection of short stories written by Matt Dunn with the same theme. ORNN, the god of the forge. There are 5 stories in total, but only the 3rd one involves Lissandra, and she's only there for like a second to ask for help making the Howling Abyss. So, there's not much involving Lissandra here. I'm not going to talk about it. But I recommend these short stories if you love fairy tales, as all these stories take heavy inspiration from stories of that nature, including like First Nation stories. It's very cool. I love it a lot. The Dream Thief and Hero of the Frost Moon are 2 stories written by Matt Dunn and Matt. Holy shit, I love these stories. Okay, so in The Dream Thief, Lissandra is trying to lull a tiny Watcher back to sleep with others' dreams. And so she invades 5 people's dreams, being a passive observer to many events, including her own death, which apparently has been in many Freljordian dreams, which is, kind of fucked up. She feels every single one. My favorite part of this story is when she sees a man who is obviously on his last breath, dying near a barely kindling campfire, and she comforts him as he departs, believing that no one should die alone. It's the only sign of empathy we have ever seen from Lissandra, but it's a really powerful one, I think. I just really like this moment. It shows that Lissandra does care for people and even could work with people, you know? It makes sense because she's honestly so good with a teammate on the Rift. I don't have any mana.
Oh my.
For the team!
I'm a Jehovah's Witness.
Oh, the throw! Oh my! You have Q? Okay! Oh my god! Now that we got the touchy-feely stuff out of the way, let's talk about Hero the Frost Moon. So, Lissandra's vibing in her palace, like a nice palace where a bunch of the Watchers are chilling out, wondering what the moonlight looks like due to her, situation. Then, out of nowhere, some woman comes out yelling about letting her sister free. As we all know, Lissandra has sibling issues, so she just mindfucks the captive sister and learns everything in their life. Lissandra tries to make a deal with this woman, but she goes straight for Lissandra's heart with a spear and straight up just murders Lissandra. Nah. Lissandra pulls some genjutsu bullshit on the woman to make her think that before she's encased in ice with her sister for the Watchers to feast on their dreams for who knows how long. I really like this story too. Lissandra gave an option for everyone to get what they want. The sister goes free, everyone stays safe, but she was attacked and had to resort to freezing her for eternity. Maybe a bit harsh, but she just can't risk dying, for if she did, then everything goes away. I think these two stories are perfect for showing how morally gray Lissandra is as a character now. Really love it. Please keep doing good work, Matt Dunn. Holy shit, you're so cool. So, that's Lissandra. Use ice, hit with ice, become ice. She's a more difficult champion, but the satisfaction of playing the ice switch is worth the extra time. She's best to play with friends, but if you're lonely like me, remember, you'll always have thralls. They can't talk, but at least they can hold you until they explode violently into ice shards.
How would you like a gank now?
Oh my god, would I?
Are you ready for it?
Yep.
Oh.
Thanks for the gank, Jungler.
Yep, don't worry, I'll be taxed. Oh, I didn't even get the tag.
Get fucked. My thralls always got me. I got no friends, only thralls. Fuck you. And that's it. I don't have a planned outro here, but I'm done. The video's done. I finally did it. I finally made it. I hope you enjoyed. I'll be trying to make the next video sooner than, you know, the break in between this video and that one. Follow me on TikTok, Twitch, Twitter. Subscribe, because it's free. These are all free things you can do if you want more of me, if you want more content of me. I highly recommend it. All in the description below. Guess who's going to be the next champ, you know? See who it is. Thank you for everything. I hope you all have a lovely day. Bye-bye.
I beat the fuck out of here.
Oh, I didn't get the W in time. Don't worry. Everyone's there, Mr. Silent.
Not the cow!